Phobias are a funny thing. I'm deathly afraid of sharks, but snakes or bugs don't really scare me at all. Neither do crocodiles, and arguably, there are more of a chance of me seeing a crocodile in Chicago than a shark if my horror movie history is correct. My mom, now she's afraid of heights. The last time she visited Chicago, while we were heading out to one of my favorite restaurants, we had to climb a long flight of stairs to get there. Halfway up, my mom was paralyzed, frozen with fear, and I had to talk her through and hold her hand in order for her to walk up the rest of the way. While I get a bit of a rush from roller coasters, and as a kid I was known to climb a tree or two, I myself have experienced this fear. Now, I understand that there is a logic in the fear of falling. There's safety in having 2 feet on solid ground, and losing control of that can be terrifying. After seeing Fall, let's just say I won't be taking my mom to the theater to see it. Here's what I thought of Fall. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Fall is new this summer in theaters from Lionsgate. It's directed by Scott Mann and written by Jonathan Frank and Scott Mann. 47 Meters Down played on primal fears, taking two people, putting them in a horrifying predicament, and continuing to give them obstacles to maneuver through, losing hope the longer they were stuck there. I can imagine the producers meeting right now for Fall. Hey, Mr. Moneybags, producer, get this. Remember 47 Meters Down? What about, dramatic pause, 47 meters up? And then the producers, Bukkake, director, writer Scott Mann, and writer Jonathan Frank with tons of money. Seriously, almost plot point for plot point, Fall is a Bizarro Universe remake of 47 Meters Down. Instead of a shark cage stuck at the bottom of the ocean, Fall takes two thrill seekers and has them climb a radio tower and get stuck up there. Instead of being surrounded by hungry sharks, Fall has two adventurers surrounded by swooping vultures. Instead of being afraid of drowning, Fall plays with the fear of falling to your death. The thing is, 47 Meters Down proved to be an effective premise, and I ended up loving it by its unpredictable and shocking end. And you know what? Though the premise is a negative image of 47 Meters Down before it, Fall is just as lovable a movie. Scott Mann takes every chance he can get to remind the viewer that the fall from this radio tower is unbelievably perilous. Through extreme angles, up and down the tower, nerve-shredding POV shots, teeth-clenchingly wide-angle shots, and a whole bunch of obstacles to conquer, Fall is an arduous endurance test for anyone who's ever got a little vertigo from looking down from a high place. Mann and his co-writer, Jonathan Frank, knows how to tickle the pit of your stomach through sights and sounds and do it over and over again with Fall. I found it to be absolutely thrilling the minute they set one foot on the ladder to the tower to the very end. Loose bolts, swooping vultures, and utter exhaustion are some of the hurdles faced by its two leads, Becky, played by Shazam in Annabelle Creations' Grace Caroline Curry, and Hunter, played by Halloween 2018 and Runaways' Virginia Gardner. The film is basically focused on these two for the entire time. Both are likable, with Becky playing the more sensible of the two, who lost her husband during a climbing accident that occurs in the opening sequence. Hunter seeks out a life of high-risk adventure to please her thousands of followers on her YouTube channel. Yes, there's a lot of relationship drama between these two long-term friends, and things do slow down a bit in order to address that, but it manages to inject a little conflict and emotion into the plot. You can't just have them screaming and crying at the top of the world's tallest radio tower the whole time, can you? Fall even packs some pretty potent surprises in its latter half. Though it's rated PG-13, things get surprisingly gnarly by the time the climax comes around. I'm kind of impressed this film goes the places it does. As for a film geared to get butts in the seats, it takes some ballsy narrative risks. Fall is a bit overlong, clocking in at an hour and 45 minutes, I think 15 minutes could have been shaved off and it would have been the perfect digestible summer thriller. Yet, there are all kinds of death-defying sequences that will make your heart stutter and your stomach flip. The performances were solid with the two leads, and though his role is a skosh more than just a cameo, Jeffrey Dean Morgan shows up, playing basically himself. Fall is not high-class theater. It basically takes primal fears and shoves them in your face, but they were successful in doing so every time and had me tapping the ground under my feet to reassure me that it was there numerous times. This movie is big, brash, and dumb fun, and I loved it.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're